You just spent 15 on that fancy oil additive promising to make your engine last forever. But what if I told you it's actually destroying your engine right now? Engineers at 3 major manufacturers found that 60% of premature engine failures were linked directly to these additives. You're about to discover the shocking truth about STP, Marvel Mystery Oil, and other popular brands that are silently killing your engine. I'll show you exactly what happens inside your motor when these additives break down critical components, and why mechanics like me are begging you to stop using them before it's too late. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Ever wonder why mechanics are secretly throwing away those oil additives you paid good money for? There's a reason they don't want these products anywhere near your engine, and it's not because they're trying to upsell you on expensive services. It's because they've seen firsthand the destruction these so-called miracle products can cause. Here's the thing about modern engines. They're not the simple mechanical beasts they were 30 years ago. Today's engines are precision machines with clearances measured in microns and oil flow paths barely wider than a human hair. They're engineered to work with specific oil formulations that have been tested for thousands of hours. But most car owners don't realize this, and that's exactly what oil additive companies are counting on. These companies know you probably don't understand the complex chemistry happening inside your engine. They know you're worried about engine noise, loss of power, or just want to protect your investment. So they market products with bold claims like stops engine noise instantly or extends engine life by 100,000 miles. Claims that sound too good to be true because they absolutely are. Let me show you the 5 worst offenders that are actively destroying engines across America right now. First up is STP oil treatment with zinc phosphate. This thick, gooey substance might seem harmless, but what the bottle doesn't tell you is that zinc phosphate compounds can break down and coat your catalytic converter. Over time, this coating builds up, reducing the converter's effectiveness until it fails completely. A repair that'll cost you well over $1,000. Next on our hit list is Marvel Mystery Oil. Despite its vintage appeal and loyal following, this product is mostly lightweight solvents that actually dilute your engine oil's protective properties. When you add this to your crankcase, you're essentially thinning out the carefully engineered oil film that separates metal parts in your engine. During high-stress situations like towing or driving uphill, this thinned oil film can break down, allowing metal-on-metal contact exactly when your engine needs protection most. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer might be the worst offender of all. This ultra-thick additive turns your carefully engineered thin oil into a thick sludge that struggles to reach critical engine components. The company claims it reduces oil consumption, but what it's really doing is creating oil that's too thick to properly circulate through tiny oil passages. This is especially dangerous in turbocharged vehicles, where oil starvation for even a few seconds can lead to a $3,000 repair bill. What about Motor Honey? This engine treatment is marketed as a quick fix for oil consumption, but its extreme thickness is a disaster waiting to happen in modern engines with tight clearances. When oil gets too thick, it can't flow properly to vital components like rod and main bearings. The resulting oil starvation leads to scoring, overheating, and eventually complete bearing failure, often requiring a full engine rebuild. Last but definitely not least is Restore Engine Restorer. This product contains tiny metal particles suspended in oil that claim to rebuild worn engine surfaces. In reality, these particles can clog oil passages and damage sensitive components like variable valve timing solenoids. These VVT systems rely on clean, free-flowing oil to function, and when metal particles jam up the works, you're looking at rough running, check engine lights, and potentially thousands in repair costs. The worst part, most people add these products when their engine is already showing signs of wear, exactly when the engine is most vulnerable to further damage from improper lubrication. What appears as a temporary improvement is often just symptoms being masked while underlying damage accelerates. That temporary improvement you think you're seeing is happening at the exact moment your engine is silently being destroyed from the inside. And here's what the additive companies don't want you to know. The newer your car is, the faster these products will kill it. Those high-tech components that make your engine special, they're exactly what these additives attack first. This isn't just theory, it's It's a technological reality that mechanics see play out every day. Modern engines have evolved dramatically in recent years, and that sophisticated engineering creates specific vulnerabilities that older engines simply didn't have. Your dad's old Chevy might have tolerated some questionable additives, but your current ride operates under completely different rules. Let's look at something most new engines have: variable valve timing systems. These precision mechanisms rely on incredibly accurate oil pressure and flow to function correctly. When you dump in an additive that alters your oil's carefully engineered viscosity, you're essentially throwing a wrench into this delicate system. The result? Timing chain issues that cause your engine to misfire, run rough, or even suffer catastrophic failure. A repair that could easily run you $1,500 to $2,000. Remember those turbochargers that help your engine produce more power while using less fuel? They spin at mind-blowing speeds, over 100,000 RPM, and they generate extreme heat while doing it. These components absolutely demand thin, free-flowing oil to survive. When you add thick additives like stabilizers, you're restricting oil flow to a component that's literally spinning at twice the speed of most jet engines. The bearings fail, the shaft seizes, and suddenly you're looking at a $2,500 repair bill that could have been completely avoided. Direct injection technology is another modern marvel that makes your engine more efficient, but it comes with its own challenge: carbon buildup on intake valves. Guess what certain additives do? They accelerate this carbon formation process, turning an existing engineering challenge into a serious problem. That's why some vehicles need expensive walnut shell blasting services to clean their intake valves after just 60,000 miles. Ever noticed how your car's engine seems quieter and more refined than older vehicles? That's because engineers have reduced friction everywhere possible, creating components that operate with clearances so tight they're measured in microns. The detergent packages in modern synthetic oils are specifically designed to keep these precision parts clean without disrupting their operation. Add an aftermarket product with metallic particles or aggressive solvents, and you've just introduced abrasive materials to components with tolerances thinner than a human hair. This is why quality synthetic oils are sufficient for modern engines. They're already perfectly formulated with exactly what your engine needs. As mechanics routinely emphasize, adding additional oil additives is not just unnecessary, it's potentially harmful to your sophisticated engine. Think of modern synthetic oil like a carefully balanced meal prepared by a nutritionist. It already contains the perfect blend of vitamins and minerals. What happens when you randomly add extra vitamins or supplements without understanding the chemistry? You disrupt that careful balance, potentially creating deficiencies or toxic levels of certain compounds. Your engine faces the same risk when you pour in additives. Automotive engineers spend thousands of hours testing and refining the exact oil formulation your vehicle needs. These dedicated professionals understand the complex chemistry required for your specific engine. When you add a $15 bottle of mystery chemicals, you're essentially telling those engineers that you know better than they do, and your engine pays the price. So here's the truth: you don't need magical additives to save your engine. The real magic happens when you stick to the basics. Quality synthetic oil already has everything your engine needs, period. And guess what? Regular oil changes using that good synthetic stuff will cost you between $30 and $100, while fixing an engine damaged by those miracle additives, you're looking at repairs easily exceeding $1,500. Think about it. Automotive engineers recommend oil change intervals of 5,000 to 7,500 miles for a reason. This isn't random. They've tested these oils extensively in real-world conditions. Your engine was designed to work with these specific oil formulations, not random chemical cocktails from the auto parts store. The math is simple: spend a little more on quality synthetic oil and change it regularly, or gamble with a $15 additive that promises the world but might destroy your engine. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your vehicle isn't adding more stuff, it's trusting the engineering and sticking to the maintenance schedule. Your wallet and your engine will thank you.